even know why they make announcements about trains being delayed anymore. It's just like they're always. New York City MTA is literal trash that we have to pay for. And as you can see, heavy police presence, National Guard, everything. Okay, today we are in the Bronx going to the court case for the NYPD Sergeant Eric Duran, who in 2023 threw a cooler at a man's head and killed him basically instantly. The cop is facing charges of manslaughter. We'll see what happens today.
The coroner's report says blunt force trauma to the head. To the head. His death was caused by that cooler. He did that. And you would expect him to say, you know what, I did wrong. I caused his family irreparable harm. So let me do the right thing and take the plea. But he didn't even do that because he's a coward. Another reason why he's a coward is because he chose a bench trial.
That's right.
He chose a bench trial because he knows that a jury from the Bronx would send him straight to jail.
This is about a person who committed a violent, heinous crime that led to the death of a father of three, who ignored all police training, who threw a projectile object at someone's head, who was on a moped. This is about justice. This is about ending the cycle of black and brown bodies being done away with. He has robbed a family of their protector and their provider. A woman who's afraid to come here today. His partner. She's not the same. This woman cries. She's struggling to feed her family. We owe this family justice. I understand that justice has never been on the side of black and brown people in America, but this is absolutely wrong.
We must all defend ourselves together and fight to get justice for our brother Eric Duran. Justice for Eric Duran! Justice for Eric Duran!
This is a case that Duran needs to really be looking at, you know what I mean? Especially like going on with his police commissioner, the people of New York City, we don't want her, you know what I mean? She's already excused 2 officers that already killed people from getting off, and they already been requested to be fired, you know what I mean? A case like this happened before, back in 1998, where an officer took a 2-pound walkie-talkie and threw it into a man's head, knocked him off the bike. This was this officer's actions that got this man killed. He was in a coma for 11 days. He died. They blamed it on the sidewalk. They didn't blame it on the officer throwing that walkie-talkie. We don't want this to happen right here in this case.
We just stand here and come back to it.
Good, how are you?
I was just wondering what media
Oh,
you're
just
from?
eating. Okay, we're going in. Okay, I saw the CBS guy take a picture of Relly, and then I don't know, I didn't see him do that to anyone else, so I just asked him why did you take a picture of him? He got all KG. Something to tell you. So these are all just New York State court officers. It doesn't look like any of the NYPD has shown up yet. There's a lot of supporters for the family, which is great because the NYPD shows up en masse to these, to their own.
You guys are with the press?
Yes.
Just have to make sure you have your press credentials out. Okay?
So this was just the first part of the Eric Duran trial. It started today, and it seems as if the defense's argument so far is that Eric Duran had to throw a full cooler at someone fleeing on a motorbike because that person was a danger to the community and an imminent the community was at imminent risk because of this man. They're literally just contradicting themselves. It doesn't even make any logical sense that that's the argument that they are attempting to make. Because if that's your argument, that this cop had to throw a full cooler at a man on a motorbike on a busy street causing him to get knocked off of the motorbike and split his head open, if that's the only thing at his disposal to be able to quote unquote neutralize the threat, as they put it, then isn't that also putting the community at risk? If you're throwing a cooler at a man on a motorbike, like what if that motorbike then went into the group of people that was having a picnic, as the defense laid out so clearly? There's almost no examples of police ever being held accountable for the actions that they take, the violent actions that they take, especially in New York City. These police officers are able to act with complete impunity. The NYPD and the oversight board and the entire justice system has been completely compromised. These courts of law are, for the most part, used to terrorize poor people. And today, a NYPD sergeant is being held in that same court of law. This crime is so heinous, and the evidence is so strong that they have no choice but other than to criminally convict him, and he's being charged with homicide.
Free pizza for the community. Brought to you by Black Lives Matter New York. Free pizza. Hey, what's happening, sister?
So I was correct in my suspicion that police officer who took the stand, he had to change police departments because of the retaliation he was facing by the NYPD. This is what they do. They gang up on them. They make their lives hell. They don't want anyone speaking even about the facts of what happened that day.
It is deeply troubling that this family has had to endure such a prolonged and painful wait for their day in court. But we remain confident that when all the facts are finally presented, justice will prevail.
She says that she misses her son, and she has her pain, and she just wants justice to be served for her son.
ICE shooting an unarmed person in the face is the same as a police officer in the Bronx crushing someone's skull with a cooler. Murder with the badge is murder with the badge, and there has to be accountability. As we sit up there and we listen to this defense team try to put together a defense that is non-existent. You do not pick up a cooler and smash someone in the head with it.
It seems like this day in court was never going to happen. Activists were arrested. We protested in front of the Attorney General's office. People came out to every single court appointment. But I'm happy that we stood strong, because as we heard today in court, that Eric Duran was unfit to lead. We are not talking about a good cop. We are talking about someone who should not have been on the force. He had 17 allegations of misconduct, and it's sad that it took the pain of this family, the loss of a father of three, an Uber driver, a member of the Bronx community, to die for his heinous acts to come to light.
We will not be intimidated. At lunch today, an officer threatened my life right across the street. He said, when I put in my retirement papers, I'm going to fucking kill you. I swear to God. Tell me you saw what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I heard yelling, and then you're at the Starbucks right there, and all like 4 or 5 of them, and it was a taller guy.
Yeah.
I saw
What
it all.
did you hear him say?
I heard exactly that I'm gonna fucking kill you when I put in my papers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
But
It's the latter. I mean, because you have so many media people.
Yeah.
I could have been, with a camera.
They think
just
they're
crossing.
untouchable.
during George Floyd, I had Navy SEALs threatening my life.
Yeah.
Right? So.
No, she's not talking about it. No le hable conmigo.
All right, You too. I'll be back Friday.
So many of them.
I'm waiting. I'm in touch with a lawyer now. I'm waiting to see. Because we are going to sue him. But
What are they trying to frame you with?
they tried burglary. Burglary and arson. They said I'm trying to rob a cop and burn his house down. He kicked dents in his own door and took pictures of it and said I did it. He said he seen me do it and I never left the side. I'm talking to lawyers now. My 58 hearing
So
was
what's
yesterday.
the latest with your case?
I already got dismissed. I was
But
on
now-
the sidewalk the whole time.
Okay, so it was like completely dismissed.
Yeah. That's what I'm
They
saying.
just
That's why
wanted
I
to
can
waste
show you
your
the
time.
video.
Bye, Chelsea.
We
Bye.
was over there for
Terrorize you.
6 minutes. I never left the sidewalk. He said that I kicked his door in, tried to climb through his window. He said he tried to set his house on fire, and they came and locked me up. They sent me to Rikers, $100,000 bill.
It was just crazy to me in the courtroom how that they tried to control the narrative and send witnesses away.
No, but you're one of my friends.
And he's telling them in Spanish, it's an accident, it's an accident. I thought it was really wild that the defense wouldn't play the audio of the body cam footage.
Also, that's another. I didn't know that about the body worn. They always just delay a minute.
I never knew
That's
that
so fucking
the first
stupid.
thing I said, you're not supposed to talk in court, but I was like, there's no audio. But yeah.
But why is that? It's like 2026. Like, why is that?
And we fought
a thing?
really hard for these little body
my
cams, but
God.
it seems like at least the body cam is being used. You don't know how many times we fight and the body cam isn't
they're
even
just-
used,
it
or you have to
misplaced.
petition for it. And the reason why this case is so wrong, and he should have pled guilty, and he should have taken a plea, is because the NYPD said he was wrong. The mayor,
The fucking mayor.
that never, ever seemed defeated. Like, we faced this.
Like, that's all their argument? That's all they could come up
We
with?
faced this man before.
Wow.
He's great at getting police off. He got Officer Hugh
Wow.
Barry off after he shot a black old lady with schizophrenia in the stomach in 2017 or 2018. That same attorney, Quinn, he is brilliant. So for him to be showing no oomph to a case, no bravado, no legal arrogance. It's just me. I might be petty and looking for stuff. But did you see after he showed the video, the way he slammed it down and looked frustrated? I've never seen a defendant not walk out with their attorney. The defense left when I left when everyone left the restroom. Trust me, defense attorneys who are hired by the union usually have a
Most
lot
of them,
of
like
arrogance.
ex-cops too. It's like cop energy.
No,
But
well,
they're
the people on the first row are actually from the police
Yeah.
union. The attorney, he's been a defense attorney for law enforcement for a long time, the guy Quinn. So I've never seen him in this form. I'm excited about it. I've never seen him frustrated, like I have no case. I thought because when he came in, I was like, Greenberg. I
Right.
was thrown by surprise. So to hear his testimony, and he knew it was a crime scene. Like, we're talking about brain matter. Right now, we're having a light conversation, but everyone who arrived at that scene saw
Mortal injuries.
Mortal injuries. When the EMT woman who came as a witness said that brain crush and brain matter, and the fact that his body was sitting there all that time, and the family, because his wife was actually driving to meet him, and was driving to meet him where he was. So that whole time she arrived, her husband's almost decapitated body. His whole face, he had a closed casket funeral.
Okay, so there's day one of the killer cooler cop Eric Duran's trial, and this is a big trial because not only is it a NYPD sergeant on trial, he murdered a Bronx man in the most heinous way that there's absolutely no justification for. That Eric Duran was murdered in such a heinous way that his head was basically decapitated when emergency medical technicians arrived at the scene. And it just goes to show how corrupt they are, that they would even begin to attempt to cover this up, because that's what they did. That's what they tried to do. They did try to cover it up. They were telling people who were arriving on the scene that Eric Duran was on a scooter, fleeing arrest, crashed into a tree, and that's why he suffered those injuries. They didn't mention anything about a cooler. And these officers they're so corrupt that even one of the activists here, one of the co-founders for Black Lives Matter Greater New York, he threatened his life, like right out here today at the break for the trial of a killer cop. They went out and threatened the life of an activist who is working on the case and advocating for the family. That this NYPD officer, I don't know his name, but he threatened his life.